Hello there. Lovely to see you again. I'm glad you could make it. Well, let's have a look. Look, lovely to see you again. Hello there. Now, what we're going to do for the next few little blogs is try and take you back through time without a time machine to a great event of history. We'll do a lot of these in the future, but this will just get us started. Now, let's think of it. It's something that's remembered in folk memory, in history, in monuments, in songs, all sorts of memorabilia of this great social event, great happening then in time. We're going back about 300-400 years to a time when houses were different to what they are today, to when all the social services didn't exist, to when there was a quite different sort of outlook on life, really. And we're going back to old London town, because the event that we're going to sort of bring to life for you now, if we can, is the Great Fire of London. 1666 was when it started. And to do this, we're going to use a model. If you'd like to have a look at this here, have a look at this. Look, this is a model of a house, the sort of house that you might have lived in that time, if you were lucky, in old London town. So we'll have a look at it from the outside, and then we'll go inside, and so that you can have a very close-up look at what the living conditions were like for a start. So we'll see you in a moment. Welcome. We're going to take a visit to the King's Head Tavern. Ooh. It's called the King's Head after the late King Charles I, and it could be called, I don't know, what, the Royal Oak, perhaps, after the delivery of deliverance, if you like, of King Charles II after the Battle of Worcester, when he hid in an oak tree. But here we are. So what do we notice about the King's Head, or the Royal Oak Inn or Tavern? First thing is that then as now, you could have a drink out on the pavement if you wanted. There's young Mr. Cutout sitting there just having a drinky poo and waiting for his friends to come round and buy him another.
Yes.
You can see that the building is what we call a jetted construction. If you come back here to the corner, you'll see that this lower floor here, there's your pavement of stone flags. The lower floor is smaller than the floor above. This first floor sticks out, you can see just here. And then if we go up, you can see the next floor sticks out again. I'd like you to think about why that might be. But so the ground floor is smaller than the top floor. And if you go right to the top, if you manage that, you can see that the roof is made of wood shingles. So they're split wooden shingles. So the whole house, in fact, is made of wood. You can see that all the timbers, they're called the scantlings in the language of the time. The scantlings of the building are all timber. They could be various timber. In this case, it's English oak. It's all held together with wooden pegs called trash nails or tree nails. So it's well constructed. It's a beautiful box-framed house. The infills here, you can see everywhere here, these are made of woven, like a basket work of split hazel or perhaps willow poles or branches, and they're woven like basket work, and then they're coated in this coating of lime mortar, and sometimes painted, sometimes left just the white lime mortar. This is a building, quite a high status building really, in that it's got glass in the windows. You can see they've just had a delivery of firewood here because it's September and everybody's getting their firewood in. They haven't had a chance to stack it in the yard to the back of the building yet. They'll have several more deliveries like this, but that's one cartload, perhaps a hand cart or two, of firewood coming round. You can see the ensign here is this wooden figure. It's a figure carrying a pot or a bottle. It's a potman, and you see he's got what they call a pot belly as well here. And so he shows you, he's carved out of wood, and he shows you that this is a pub or an inn. So here we are outside the Royal Oak, we'll call it. As you look at the front, the facade of the building here, not only is there the potman just here that you can see is an advertisement that the place is an inn, or a place where you could get a pot of ale, but also if you look here, we've got what they call the bush or the wreath, which could be a wreath of hops. We just made a little cutout to depict it, but it was perhaps hops woven round into a wreath, a hop vine, or it could be if you've got a vinery or a place where you grew grapes, it could be vine leaves. And they used to call it the bush. And there was an old saying that good wine needs no bush. This was the advertisement that told everyone that the new ale was ready now for broaching the barrel, so that you get a lovely drop in this establishment. But this would be the bush. And so good wine needs no bush means if your wine's good, you won't need to advertise it. I'm a great believer in that. If you need to advertise it, it's no good really. If we open the door, you can see here, we'll open the door there. Actually, it'd be easier for you to see inside if we take the whole wall out. Mind your head, Mr. Cutout.
Oh, my Mr. Cutout, keep your head down.
Right, your head there. There we go. A bit of,
oh my gosh,
a bit of remodelling, and now you can see inside the inn.
Oh, look at this.
So again, it's all wood. You can see there's a little sideboard over here, as they call it. The maid is going up the stairs, probably carrying some of the firewood up, or taking a pot of ale or two up to some people that are carousing in the room above. There's local people here, I don't know what, having a game of cards or just chatting about what would they talk about? Politics. What's in the news at the moment? Oh, the plague, of course. We've had a terrible plague in England.
Yes.
And so these people are not socially distanced, but they're sitting there talking about the plague.
Yes.
So that's the ground floor there. Everything's wood. The stairs is all wood. Again, it's all this. You can see the jetted construction of the place. And you'll also notice on the press over here, or the chest over at the back here, you'll notice there's some candles, because this is all candle lit, of course, at night. There's no fireplace downstairs here, because the upper rooms are the better rooms, where people with a bit more money would go to have a drink and a meal. So here we are again at the Royal Oak. If we pan up a little bit now, you'll see we're going up to the upper room. This is the room from the stairs over here in the corner where the maid was coming up, and you can see someone's come in for a quiet drink and actually nodded off in the settle, waiting for the fire to be lit. Where's the maid with that? Where's the maid with that firewood?
I'm coming, sir. I'm coming.
September, mind you, it's been a long hot summer. So everything's nice and dry and actually still quite warm.
Yeah.
Over here on the dresser, you can see there's again the candle that you'll see everywhere, and it's quite a good establishment. You can see there's a glass vase there. I don't know why the maid hasn't brought some flowers in to sweeten the place. And there's some big jugs for wine and ale as well on the dresser. And over here you can see there's a table and chairs, settles by the fire, very comfortable sort of room. There's a turkey rug on the floor. You can see the floorboards all here. Everything's wood, in other words. The fireplace has got a chimney, and the chimney goes up. You can see in the back of the chimney that the fireplace is backed with brick, and the chimney is brick as well. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But
there's like a staircase going up as well.
Yes, that's on the other side here, you'll see. So that you come through the room and up the stairs to the actual innkeeper's accommodation. Okay, so now we're moving up from the first floor up to the second floor here, and this is the floor where the innkeeper and his wife and family live. You see a little girl here. It could be a little boy actually, because little boys wore dresses, but we think it's a little girl here shouting about something or other like children do, especially little girls. And over here you've got Mum changing the baby at the moment. She's just doing the nappy.
Yes.
You can see there's the bed there. It's one of these half-tester beds, and you've got a cradle just here. If I just rock the cradle, that's to show you that you can rock the cradle at night in case it's noisy outside in the street, because there might be gentlemen and ladies out there in the street, you know, making a noise and
Indeed.
carousing the night away in
Yes.
London. That's what the watch is for. We call it the night watch. And you can see a picture by Rembrandt van Rijn called the night watch, actually. And that will show you what the watch was like at night. Over here, then you can see the stairs coming up into the chamber, as it's called. This is the upper chamber, the upper room.
Yes.
And I'll just show you this. If I take the roof off,
Yes.
if you just pan up to the roof for me,
Yes.
can you see just here? It's all held together with wooden pegs. If you can come round here, you'll see I'll take this last of the pegs out. You can see there's one of the tree nails or the trash nails that's holding the roof on. If I take the roof off,
We go back.
pardon?
Sorry, I'm just going back.
Oh, sorry, that's fine. Yeah, good. Okay.
Oh,
So now you can see into the roof of the house. Again, it's beautifully constructed. It's all these wooden pegs holding it all together, trash nails or tree nails. You can see again it's all lit by candles, all these timber beams sawn in a saw pit. You've got the sawyer on the top
yes.
and the underdog underneath, as they called him.
Yes.
And he used to get covered in sawdust when he was in the saw pit. So here's the whole house from top to bottom. If you actually can come round to the rear of the house, if you
Yes.
pan round to the rear of the house, you'll see at the rear here we've got the chimney, and the chimney is brick. It's could be stone or brick, and so again this is as you might say a sort of a fire precaution.
Yes.
The chimney sweeps could actually get up inside the chimney and sweep the chimney. It went right from the fire on the middle floor right up to the top here. Somewhere for Father Christmas to come down.
yes.
Oh, mind you, the Parliament had banned Christmas, but Charles II brought it back. Good King Charles's golden days. Well, this golden day is going to end in a conflagration. How lovely to see you again. Now you've got to be very quiet. Shh. I'm eavesdropping now on private conversations of the past. So I want you to come with me now to Old London Town. It's September the 2nd, 1666, and it's the morning of that lovely bright and breezy September morning. Here we go. Confusion to his enemies with the pop 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 pop. Ah, it's a beautiful, beautiful autumn num day. Early autumn, September. Been a lovely warm summer. Beautiful weather. Streets are nice and dry. There's no slush, no rain much. Everywhere's been lovely, and it's a beautiful, bright and very breezy morning. Who's this coming? Lavender blue, little lavender green. When I am king, little. Oh, hello, Mr. Card. Hello, Mrs. Cutout. How are you this morning? Well, it's lovely, thank you, Mr. Card. I'm just on my way down Pudding Lane to Mr. Farriner's bakery. The thing is, you see, I'm taking my pie for my husband's dinner. Mr. Farriner's the king's baker, and so I always says, what's good enough for the king is good enough for my husband. Here's my pie in my basket just here. Oh, that looks lovely, that pie. That looks lovely. What's in your pie, Mrs. Cutout? Oh, Mr. Card, it's lovely. It's steak and kidney. It's my husband's favourite. He loves it. He says I make the tastiest steak and kidney pie. And Mr. Farron bakes it after he's taken the bread out of the ovens. The ovens are still hot enough, and it only cost me a penny. Hardly worth firing up my own oven home. It's lovely. We love a nice steak and kidney pie. Well, how wonderful. It's a beautiful day, isn't it, Mrs. Cutout? Oh, Mr. Card, it's been a lovely summer. I see at the pub here, at the old King's Head, or whatever it's called. What's it called nowadays? Oh, no, we call it the Royal Oak now, don't we? It's lovely. Look, they got the fire in, ready, all the wood's ready for the long winter to come. Everybody's getting ready, and I'm getting ready for my husband's dinner. Mr. Card, I'll say goodbye to you for now. God bless you and keep you, Mr. Card. And you, Mrs. Cutout. Farewell this day. Bye for now. Bye-bye. La la la, in the blue, diddle diddle, love in the green. When I am king, diddle diddle, you will be queen. Hop, bop, 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 bop. What a beautiful day.
Well, how absolutely marvellous.